Hello, welcome to the Citrus Garden. If you're new here, my name is Christina. If you're not new here, hi, welcome back. It's great to see you. This is a reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or if you have any other significant Leo placements, there may be a message in here for you. Leo, this honestly kind of feels like there may be a bit of a collective message that's coming through your reading today because Mars right now is in Leo and it's in retrograde. So there's a little bit of that energy coming through for you. Because it's a Mars retrograde, there is a little bit of perhaps this happens a lot during Mercury retrograde where which we are also in as well, where things from the past come back around for us to get closure on, for us to get some wisdom or different perspective on it. Because Mars is also in retrograde, there may be sort of perhaps conflicts from the past specifically. So, or things where it's maybe there was conflict, or maybe there was could have to do with just Mars energy in general. It could be aggression, it could be sexuality, it could be anything to do with your physical body, anything where there was perhaps forward momentum or drive, but maybe things that ended in conflict is just how it's coming through. Or if there's a little bit, I don't know, Leo, I'm getting kind of this energy of indecision for you is how it's coming through, or a bit of having trouble making decisions, or having trouble sort of it's kind of coming through as being analysis paralysis, over analyzing something, which is interesting, because both Mars and Mercury are in fire energies at the moment, which is interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. I feel like maybe because Mars will be moving in retrograde for the next couple months, I think it's going to be moving back into Cancer next week or something like that, or maybe beginning of January. I can't remember what date it is. So I feel like maybe there's something especially if you're trying to find, hold on one second. Oh yeah, Mars enters Cancer on January 6th. So the beginning of January. So if there's something where it's you're trying to, maybe it's you're trying to make forward momentum, right? You're trying to move forward. You're trying to push something forward, maybe. But there may be sort of roadblocks, is just how it's coming through. Or there may be things. I'm getting this really interesting energy with you, Leo, which is kind of feeling like you have a goal, you have a destination, you have an idea of where you want to be in the future, or what you're moving towards, or something like that. But it kind of feels that goal feels really far away at the moment, or that it's not time yet for that thing to come about, or that kind of energy. And it's right now you're being asked to do sort of what's the next logical step? What is the next logical step in whatever this plan is? Because you're not going to get to the end goal right away, right? It's not going to be you get there, all of a sudden everything's perfect. It's kind of you have to work towards it. And right now feels kind of right now kind of feels you're working with materials that are not ideal, or circumstances that are not ideal, or collaborations that are not ideal, or there's something about where you are right now, the circumstances that are not within your control are not ideal. It's it could be better. It's just how it's coming through. Maybe that's how you're feeling about whatever it is that you're working with at the moment, or something like that. But the message that's coming through really strongly for you, Leo, is that you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere. And I feel right now you're in this place of okay, you have to start, Leo. It's time to start. It's time to start. It's time to get settled into wherever it is that you are, and then work with what you have. But what you have right now is not like the ideal set of circumstances. It's not perfect. It's not where you want to be, but it's like, this is where you start, is how it's coming through. Okay, I have so many decks out, because right now it feels kind of like, I actually feel like you have a lot to work with. That might be part of the problem. Okay, that might be part of the problem. Maybe you have a lot to work with at the moment. Maybe there's a little bit of overwhelm associated with that. I just feel like there's like things that you want to do, like things that you want to focus on, or like somewhere that you would rather be, or something that you would rather be doing other than what it is that you're being asked to do right now. And there may be a bit of frustration about that. But this is where you start, is how it's coming through, and you have to start somewhere. I feel like you're at the part where you're starting something that may be a bit of like a frustrating learning curve. That's how it's coming through. Okay. Yeah, the beginning east. You're starting something, Leo. You're at the beginning of something. Beginnings are always a little bit like frustrating. It feels like frustration. Because I feel like it's something where it's like you want something to be better than it is. Maybe it's something like a skill that you're learning or something like that, and you're wanting it to be better. Maybe because that could also be a Mars energy, right? Like this sort of competitiveness, but I'm not sensing it's competitiveness with others. It feels more like you're like being competitive with yourself in some way. Like you want yourself to be better, or you wish that something that you were doing was better than it is at the moment. And it's like, you got to keep practicing. That's just how it's feeling to me. I actually feel like maybe you're being a little bit hard on yourself at the moment. It's not as bad as you think it is how it's coming through. And this is also part of the process. So it's just kind of like, be patient, Leo. Be patient. I feel like the next month or so, right, as Mars is in Leo retrograde, and as it moves back into Cancer, that might be sort of a time period for you where I feel like when Mars moves into Cancer, there may be some sort of shift. Maybe something over the last couple of months. This may be something that you've been trying to work towards for the last couple of months, is how it's coming through, when Mars was in Cancer. Interesting. But you are doing it, Leo. You are like on the path towards it. You're on the path towards it. It kind of feels like you're circling something. It's just how it's coming through. Like or like you're still fine-tuning something. It kind of feels like if you are working on something at the moment, I don't know, it feels kind of like you're preparing for something, or like you're like, yeah, it kind of feels like you're preparing for something, but the like maybe being really hard on yourself. I feel like it's actually better than you think it is, and whatever kinks it is that you may be like experiencing right now, like maybe you're feeling like there are roadblocks, or like it's not quite roadblocks, but like maybe something's not like working out as smoothly as you thought it would. It's like it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And it's also not as bad as you think it is how it's coming through. Okay, I'm gonna keep pulling cards. This also came out in the Aries reading from last week. of course, Aries is ruled by Mars as well. Okay, interesting. Cleansing storms. You have the number 323 coming in. I feel like there's something that you're clearing at the moment. It's actually how it's coming through. Because retrogrades can have that effect of like bringing closure to something, but maybe you're there's something being like purified, or you're cleaning something in whatever way that is. I'm getting kind of this energy of like cleaning a home. I don't know in what way. That could be metaphor, could be literal for some, like cleaning up a space. It's almost like you're preparing to have guests over, Leo, and you're cleaning up your space. That's how it's coming through. There may be something about that energy as well that may be causing frustration. Like maybe there's an energy of like trying to like impress someone or something like that. Like, yeah, it could be something like that, where it's like maybe you're opening up your space to someone, or like you're opening up something. I don't know if it's not like, it could be your literal home. The home could be a metaphor for yourself as well. There's this energy of like maybe like trying to clean something up. Like it could be something like clean up your home, or like your own energy or vibration or something like that. In preparation for some sort of new beginning. And maybe you're being a bit hard on yourself, is just how it's coming through. Like maybe you're anticipating that someone might see it as being, I don't know, not good enough or whatever. I feel like you have nothing to worry about. I was getting this feeling, Leo, like, are you struggling with your confidence a little bit? Which I feel like is, Leo, confidence is your thing, right? Like, I feel like that there's something like that. Has something shaken up your confidence in a way? Like, I feel like there's something about, like, I don't know. Maybe you're trying to impress someone. Okay, interesting. North. Expansion. Yeah, that's... And then you have discipline, time at the bottom of the deck, which is a strong Saturn energy. Yeah, you're going through an expansion at the moment, Leo. So there may be something that is causing a bit of discomfort, especially that storm energy. It could also be something that's like not within your control, right? The storm is maybe presenting sort of like, perhaps it's a roadblock, or it's just like something that you need to like wait out. You need to wait something out before you can move forward. Interesting. But there may be frustration in that period of time. Where whenever or however this plays out for you, there may be sort of like a bit of a frustration that's coming through, because you have to wait something out, or something has to be cleared out, but you are in the process of that. I feel like this new beginning, because you have the beginning card, you are in the new beginning. Part of it involves cleaning something. I don't know what. I don't know. Part of it involves like, I don't know, like cleaning something out. I don't know why it's coming through like that though. Yeah, the snake. I had a feeling this card was going to come out. The snake. This is talking about potential. I'm going to read this one because it's been a while since the snake has come out. It does talk about protection, but I'm going to read it. 1 second. Okay. Guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. Yeah. When in balance, prosperous, creative, charismatic. When out of balance, starts and stops many things. To bring into balance, Kundalini yoga and meditation. Okay. Yeah, Leo, this is this energy of like, it's time to begin is how it's coming through. It's time to start whatever it is that you've been like working on or working towards. This is your new beginning. You are in that energy of like having this sort of untapped potential. It is protected, but you have to start somewhere. And I feel like right now there's something about like, I don't know. It could be frustration because it's like maybe there's this feeling of like wanting to be somewhere that you're not, or wanting to be at the finish line when you've literally just started something, Leo. I feel like there's this like anxiety almost to like be further than you are. And it's like, just be present with sort of the circumstances that are around you. I know it's frustrating, but you have to start somewhere. There's also this feeling of like, maybe you are awakening some sort of untapped potential. Awakening some sort of untapped potential. That could also be part of the frustration as well. Like, because I feel like there's something within you that is wanting to be free in some way, but it's like there's something about the storm right now that feels like it's not ideal. The circumstances, the conditions are not ideal, at least in your eyes, Leo. At least in your eyes, they're not ideal. I feel like there is part of this potential includes collaboration in some way. I'm feeling like this like focus on this like purple splotch in the middle there. So you have purple, blue, and green being highlighted in the center. This feels kind of like there's a lot of maybe intuitive energies coming through. Like your third eye vision is really being highlighted. Like I feel like you have some sort of vision or goal that you have like in mind. Like you're trying to work towards that. But it feels at the moment like really far away. It's not like like it's like you have to learn to walk before you run, right? That's how it's coming through. You have to learn to walk before you before you start running. That's how it feels. So just being present with your frustration, it will pass. Things will get easier. I feel like maybe there's something that is feeling a bit with this Mars in Leo energy, it could be like maybe that things are moving slowly, or that like, I don't know, like that it's like with the snake energy, when it's out of balance, the line said like starts and stops a lot of things, right? Like maybe you pick something up, you start working on something creative maybe, but then you get frustrated and you put it down. And then you try and start something else, and then that pattern repeats. So just being conscious of that. Part of the medicine, I guess, for that would be to like finish something, like keep working on something. I also feel like that process may also be helpful in cleansing or purifying something, especially if it's like you start something, you pick something up, you try and make something, and then it gets stalled out in some way. It gets stopped. Maybe you lose your momentum, or I feel like that process is part of the purification process as well. In some way, I don't know how. You have the butterfly at the bottom of the deck. Okay. The change that you want is happening. The change that you want is happening. There's a process of purification, though. I feel like maybe there's someone from the past, or if it's not a person, it could just be like a situation or something like that, that is needing to be closed out in some way, like a past cycle. Maybe that's what you're waiting for. Perhaps there's sort of like you're getting... It kind of feels like you're receiving something from the past that maybe is going to help you move forward, or it might even help you with your confidence a little bit, is how it's coming through, Leo. I don't know if you're struggling with your confidence or something like that. Maybe you just don't feel at your best at the moment in whatever way. I feel like it's not true, though. I think that's more like, an energy of frustration. Yeah, it feels like maybe not feeling like you're at your best at the moment. Okay, so finding like productive ways to clear your frustration would be a focus for you. Like finding things that are going to help you to release frustration might be helpful. Okay. You have here the Pilgrim. That's very much connected to this expansion north. Maybe Leo's in your north node, or there's like perhaps a north node energy coming through here, which means that maybe whatever it is that you're going through at the moment is a north node energy, meaning like you haven't experienced this before in any other lifetime. It's something new. It is something that you're here to learn about. And it's something that you are meant to discover in this lifetime. So of course there's going to be frustration, because maybe you don't have like previous, if it's not like from past lives, it's just something in this lifetime maybe that you are learning for the first time. There could be frustration tied to that. It's feeling like it's a journey, Leo. I'm going to read the Pilgrim. It's a journey. Be patient with the process. Because it kind of feels like you're like stuck in traffic or something like that. Like you're stuck somewhere where you don't want to be stuck. Stuck is not the right word. It's waiting. It's waiting for something. Okay. The Wanderer, the Traveler, and the Apprentice. For the Pilgrim, an outward journey is always an inward journey. This archetypal wanderer seeks wisdom, experience, and meaning in the farthest reaches of the globe and the deepest regions of the spirit. Others will wonder when the pilgrim will settle down and claim a more conventional life, but the pilgrim knows that the heart belongs in motion. Where there is motion, there is freedom, expansion, and growth. Responsibility, social conventions, and logistics lull us to sleep, and soon the pilgrim becomes veiled in the slumber of the day-to-day. Yet when this archetype awakens, it rallies our sense of adventure and leads us out the door towards a new reality. With the pilgrim at your side, you will never lack courage, nor do you need every amenity. Travel light, travel soon, your spirit needs it. Yeah, interesting. When light learns, grows, adapts, and studies, when dark, aloof, non-committal, and flaky. This is feeling like it was bringing in this energy again of the snake, right? You're beginning something. It's time to start something, Leo. But there's this energy, so just keep in mind there may be, especially with this retrograde energy, especially with this cleansing storms, be conscious of if you're like starting things, but then not committing to them, or feeling like, I don't know, like you're, like hesitating with making sort of a commitment to something, or like you not wanting, like not being able to maybe finish certain projects maybe that you have, like just paying attention to that, because that's part of the energy I feel like is going to be challenging to you. The sort of frustration or starting, stopping, not being able to finish something. That might be a challenge to you within the next couple of weeks or so. I feel like that's part of the purification process, especially if it's something where it's like, especially if you are working with energies that are not within your control, like, or if like the materials that you're working with, like if it's a creative project, are not ideal, they're not things that you chose. Maybe there are situations where it's like you're having to work with something that's not ideal for you in whatever way that is. And it's like that's going to be especially challenging because it's not something that you chose, or it's not something that you want to be doing, or that kind of thing. But the important message that's coming through here is that you have to start somewhere, Leo, and you have to finish this project, whatever it is. You have to follow through with it. That might be part of the lesson that you're learning, is the importance of follow through, is how it's coming through. Like following through with something, even though it's challenging or frustrating, or there's lessons, or it's not ideal. You have to finish it, is how it's coming through. I don't know what this is for you. Because it's kind of like, that's part of the purification process, because let's say it's like preparing you for when the conditions are proper, is how it's coming through. Like, you're going to get the upgrade, or you're going to get the new thing, or the actual beginning, once you have mastered this section, is how it's coming through, or this project in particular. It feels very much like you have to complete something, is how it's coming through. And it's like you won't get the new resources until you complete this project with the materials that are not ideal for you, is how it's coming through. It's coming through as practice. Like this is something of like a test run, or practice, or maybe even a test of your commitment, Leo. That it could be that as well. So just being conscious of that. Yeah, there may be, the pilgrim talks about a journey. Usually it refers to both inward, like an inward journey, but also like outward. It's both. It's an energy of journeying. I do feel that you have a guide though, Leo. There's a guide here that's helping you to like find your way around, is how it's coming through. Okay. Interesting. Water, spring, moon. And there's more snakes in here, right? This like purple and blue snake energy. Maybe you're having, because Kundalini is coming through as the base of the spine, right? Which is bringing in this energy of like the root the root chakra, like starting at the root chakra. For you though, it feels more like an awakening of starting at the heart is actually how it's coming through. Awakening of the heart. It's like starting at the heart and moving up, because I feel like there's something about like root to solar plexus, like the first 3 chakras. I feel like it's that aspect has completed in some way for you, maybe, Leo. But it feels like you're going through almost like a Kundalini awakening of the heart, and it's moving up to like heart, throat, third eye, and then eventually crown. But it feels like maybe you're working with those 3 areas, like heart, throat, and third eye. I feel like I'm like talking really loudly. Okay. There is a special essence that can only be found in the depths. By venturing beneath the surface and by braving the unknown that awaits us there, we cultivate an expanded sense of awareness that gives rise to new thoughts, fresh feelings, and profound understandings. These enhanced perceptions magnetize the essence of awakening, gifting us the ability to tap into new skills, extrasensory powers, and magic. You are emerging from the depths. Allow the energy of renewal to expand your perceptions and to heighten your sensitivities. You are awakening to your spiritual powers. New heights, greater expanses, and fresh magic are here for you now. Be still, move slowly, and allow yourself to integrate and synthesize the divine treasures that you have gathered. Okay, Leo, there's a lot here. I feel like there's something about the heart chakra that's really important to you. I feel like you've been in this experience of going within your heart, and perhaps that's something that you're doing at the moment, like exploring, learning about, journeying, traveling through your own heart is how it's coming through. Or because it's coming through with heart, throat, and third eye, it could be something about like a vision that you have, or something that you really want to create, or something that has to do with like expression, or vision, direction, creation in some way. I feel like you have found that, or you're in the process of finding that thing that you want, is how it's coming through. Maybe there's a little bit of hesitation or frustration, or like starting and stopping kind of energy, because it's like it's fresh. It feels kind of like it's this card talks about like expansion of your powers in whatever way. It could be like a sort of a psychic expansion, or like an awakening. I'm hesitating to use the word awakening because it feels kind of like a new beginning, a new level, a new like level of awareness maybe in your third eye. So awakening doesn't quite feel right. It feels more like an expansion of your third eye, of your heart, of your throat chakra. There's an expansion energy coming through. But you have to know what you want, Leo. I feel like you do, but there's a little bit of like something that's needing to be cleaned out. Perhaps because it's like I don't know, something that's I'm not sure exactly what to call it. It could be like a competing interest. That's how it's feeling. That's needing to be cleared out in some way. Just being conscious of that. If you're not sure what that is yet, it'll become clear in the next few months is how it's coming through. The next few months I feel like will be important in terms of like getting very clear on what it is that you want, Leo. Because I feel like there's something here about like I'm kind of getting like this like stalling engine kind of energy. right? Like it starts and stops. It starts and stops. It's difficult to get it going continuously is how it's coming through. And something about that energy is being cleared out. And it may be a bit frustrating. So just being patient with that. This card has been coming out a lot. Land, tree, earth. It talks about nurturing and growing something, tending to a seed. But again, it does kind of feel like the conditions are not quite right, Leo. Or that might be just how you're feeling about it. Like something about the conditions are not ideal. It's just how it feels. And it's like you got to work with that in some way. Because this cleansing storms, the lightning comes through as an energy that like frees up resources. Maybe there is some sort of like unexpected change that's coming in that's going to help to free up resources for you, Leo. Or make more resources available in order to make the conditions slightly better is how it's coming through. Be patient though, because I feel like it's kind of like something that you have to wait for. Like it's like having to wait for a storm for lightning in order to free up resources, right? That's kind of how it's coming through. You're in the process of tending to something or growing something. Okay, that's way too many cards. I'm just gonna pull one for the state card. Okay, interesting. Yeah, land, flower, earth. Okay, it says the heart already knows what the eyes squint to perceive and what the mind struggles to figure out. The essence is the true nature of one's being. There is no logical equation we can plug into the intellect to home in on essence. Essence is felt. Essence is intuitive. The knowingness that allows us to connect with another's essence cannot be quantified by science. To really understand this world, and I mean really understand it, you must connect unconditionally with the essence that underlies every single being and every single life form on this planet. Only then will you be able to discern a weed from a flower and to know which energies, beings, and experiences will serve you and which ones will not. Sense deeper, sense multidimensionally so as to allow the essence of what you are observing to show itself to you. Okay, yeah. I feel like right now your intuition, because this is coming through with flower, and this pattern in the center of the snake is the flower of life, right? That's how it's feeling. You're connecting with this essence of the flower of life, right? It's this potential. You're connecting with the potential of this new beginning. It is kind of like a seed, right? And it's something that you have to nurture and care for and tend to, and it takes time. Be patient. The growth is happening, even though it might be under the surface at the moment. I almost said Cancer. I feel like, so maybe you're connecting with the Cancer, or maybe the Mars in Cancer retrograde is going to be, I almost said illuminating for you in some way. Maybe there's some sort of answer or clarity that's going to come in by Mars in Cancer, which is beginning of January. But you are connecting to the essence of it, Leo. Now there's a Capricorn energy coming through, because like Capricorn season, right, starts at the end of December. So that might be a significant time frame for you, like end of December to January. I feel like part of what you're being asked to work with at the moment, Leo, is getting very clear on what it is that you want. Because I feel like, but in a very specific way, because it feels kind of like you have a general idea, you have a general goal, you have a general destination of what you want to experience in life or what you want to create or whatever. But it's like, can we get a bit more specific on it, is how it's coming through, Leo? Like, a bit more specific, something practical, something like that's possible right now that you can do to help you bring that goal into like a more, like a finer focus. Because right now it feels kind of like your idea or your vision is a bit blurry. It's not, there's nothing quite specific about it yet. It's just like a general idea. And it's like, I feel like part of what wants to come through now is details, like practical, grounded details that are possible for you right now. That's how it's coming through. You have to start somewhere. It's just really what's going through. Like, it's like you're not going to get to the full-fledged tree right away. It's going to start as a little seedling, right? Like a little sprout, small leaves, like that. It's that kind of thing, but you have to start here. Okay, the Pilgrim. Land, flower, sun. You have another flower card. Because I thought, okay, that's what this is what, because these two cards, this feels kind of like the vision that you have. It's an idea. It's abstract. It's blurry. There's not a lot of details. It's kind of just like a general plan, maybe, or not even a plan. It doesn't even feel like a plan. It just feels like something that you're connected to, a vision that you have, an idea. No details yet. It's just how it's feeling. But then this is coming through as being like all of these little flowers. This is something where I feel like it's gonna take like a lot of nurturing, yes, but it feels like a lot of like repeated actions in some way. Like it's feeling kind of like brick by brick. I was just getting this image of like, you know, when people plant a whole bunch of tulip bulbs by hand, like you have to plant every single seed. You have to plant every single bulb that's in this field, is how it's coming through, Leo. And again, that might feel overwhelming, but I feel like the thing to remember here is that it's a journey. You don't have to do everything right away. I feel like right now, actually, the guidance is like, what's one small thing that you can do right now to help you? What is one small step that you can take? I'm going to read this card too, because it has an interesting message about, anyways, I'm going to read it. So the grass and the flowers and the butterflies are waiting for you. They are beckoning you to run barefoot through their blades, to delight in their fragrant blossoms, and to chase their brightly colored flapping wings. They miss how you used to play together when you were a child, back before you were indoctrinated to behave like a grown-up, whatever that means. Back before you got all self-conscious about who might see you rolling through the meadow, getting grass stains on your pants while you laughed and squealed and giggled. Let the child inside of you be wild and run free. Allow yourself to be formless and open, aware and unself-conscious. Put aside your judgments and your responsibilities. Now is the time for you to dance barefoot in nature and to allow the abundance of the natural world to remind you what prosperity truly is. Yeah, okay. Leo. You're being asked to like explore a little bit there, or like let loose is how it's coming through, especially with this pilgrim. Go on an adventure. Like just do whatever it is that your heart is asking you to do right now. Cause I feel like there's something about like your heart is going to, show you what the next step is. It's kind of like your heart is leading this adventure. Your heart is guiding you. But also your intuition as well. Because I feel like right now, it's almost like specifically your heart and your third eye, but your throat's also coming through, throat chakra, where these 3 chakras right now are almost like being attuned to the same like frequency as how it's feeling. Like those 3 chakras right now feel like they're like coming into alignment right now, and anything that's not in alignment with that is sort of being almost like shaken loose is how it's coming through. It's shaken loose. There may be something as well about like, now I'm seeing this. Remember that patch of purple here? It's like there's a patch of purple in this as well, which is really interesting. So obviously purple is a very significant color for you. Anyways, I was saying something. Now I feel like I lost that train of thought. I feel like you're connected to some sort of essence at the moment. Yeah, this interesting sky, lightning, sun. And then you have land, cave, moon as well. But I'm going to read this one because it's like, this is what I was talking about. Like the 3 chakras, specifically those 3, heart, throat, and third eye, are like coming together in order to be unified in some way, is how it's coming through. Like it's like they're all converging into like one vision. But there's this energy here of that cleansing storms where the lightning, where it's like something in that process is anything that's like in excess or anything that's not necessary or anything that's not serving you is going through sort of like a purification process in some way. I'm going to read this one because it feels very significant for you, Leo. Okay, when something makes you uncomfortable, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong or bad or offensive about that thing. All it means is that you need to expand your comfort zone. This is how we self-actualize. We keep choosing to expand our comfort zones to be able to hold more and more diversity. Diversity of people, ideas, perspective, and expression. Your willingness to be open to different worldviews and to experience things that you never ever in a million years thought you would experience allows your incarnation to be artful and creative and unique. When we are open and we are able to hold other beings and circumstances and experiences in unconditional acceptance, we inspire that same creativity, that same courage, and that same openness in others by being a living example of artful and authentic lives. Yeah. You're in a period of expansion at the moment, Leo. Embrace the discomfort because it is helping you. It's helping you at the moment. You are connected to this new beginning. It's just going to take a bit of time, right? There's something that I feel like maybe there's some sort of new experience that you're needing to like go through or work through or explore in some way. And it starts with your heart. Okay, Leo, I'm going to leave it there. If this reading resonated with you, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for sharing your energy with me, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.